What's up guys, Brian here from Audio Geek, and I'm back yet again with another cool audio review for you guys. The product that we are reviewing actually has a very interesting story, and I'm going to tell you all about it as the review goes on. I have today the Fosi Audio DS1 DAC amp. Now this has been on the market for a long time guys, and I've actually had this for a year. And over the weekend I was doing a few reviews, and I kept looking at this little DAC amp, and I thought to myself, Brian, you never did a review on this. And so I checked my website for written reviews, and I couldn't find any. I checked my Headfi profile and I couldn't find any. So this actually worked out really well, because now I do have a year's experience with this, and I actually use it quite a lot. So this will be interesting, I think, for you guys. It's still going strong, so we know there's no QC issues and stuff like that. The staff at Fosi Audio, man, this is a big company, guys. These people sell thousands of products, you know, so their customer service, especially Lucas over there, man, that guy's service is top notch. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. What you basically get for the price is one of these little boxes. It's got a nice hanging piece here, so if you've got a brick and mortar shop, I think they will hang nicely there. It's just a little slide open box. When you slide it open, it looks like this. You've got your little booklet here, and there's that beautiful black dongle. You also get a box. Let's see what's inside here. It's a nice, I actually prefer USB-C to C connector cables to be this canvas type of material. It's just, I think they last longer than those ones that's just got the rubber here. So you get this. Oh, there's also a little USB-C to USB connector type thingy. That's for if you've got a laptop or a PC that doesn't got a small USB-C port, then you can use that. So guys, yeah, with the unboxing, it's not a very big experience. I mean, it's only a DAC amp. We're not going to expect world-class packaging here. I'm actually looking forward to getting to the look and build now, guys, because I really like the build of this thing. So let's hop on right over to the look and the look of this thing is one of the greatest selling points for me. My favorite colors are black and purple, so whenever audio products are black or purple, I'm always a little biased. So this is a beautiful black, solid black. The thing that will catch you is it's very heavy. So with me having a workshop, working with spanners and all that stuff, and iron and metal, I love this. This shows me its quality. It almost feels as if it was machined out of a solid block of aluminium. I don't know if they put some extra weight inside here. I mean, I'm not going to open this thing up, but I really like the build quality, guys. The buttons here is separate, so there's least chance of you double pressing. The connector ports, the big 4.4 balanced one is a little brass metal one, and then the 3.5 one I see is a little plastic one. Nice little USB port here. There's a notch here where the balance port is. You can see how nice this is. Really, for look and build, this is what I want the dongle to look like. Yes, I've also got those with the little mirror, and you can see the little electronic parts inside, but for me personally, I prefer something solid like this. Even if you drop it, or you know, this thing is not just going to fall apart or break like some of the other lighter, more plastic type of dongle DACs that's out there on the market. Like I said, I do prefer this type of USB-C to USB-C cable. As you can see, Yeah, it's a canvas type of material, and it's also got the rubber there. But I just, me myself, personal experience. If you take, let's say, one of these, if you take, let's say, one of these, they go bad here for some reason, and I know it looks nice, and you're buying these also for big amounts. I see there's some very expensive ones out there, and if you're going just for aesthetics and you're not using that DAC and dongle so much, I would say that's cool. But this is the way to go if you do a lot of listening time with a specific dongle. So yeah, guys, there's no tips or extra stuff to review here with the look and build. So I think we can hop on right over to the connectivity. If we check out the connectivity, obviously you're going to go, it's a USB-C to USB-C, and then you also can hook up the connector to go USB. So basically you can connect this DAC to your tablet for better sound, to your laptop for better sound. This will have better sound than both of those. You can connect it to your cell phone. Just check your OTG settings. Some phones like my Oppo A75, A78, that thing is really finicky with when I connect dongle DACs. Then I've got all my LG V series phones. I've got 3 or 4 of those, and you just pop it in, and there you go. So just check. The phones can sometimes be a little bit finicky regarding these. If you're not sure, just maybe beforehand, just do a quick check and see if your phone is supported. Yeah, so I'm going to put this ring through its paces, but before we do that, I think we can check out the specs. So for specs on a dongle DAC, there's not a lot of things you look at, like when you're looking at an IEM or a pair of headphones or a DAP or something like that. There's basically you want your power output settings. You want to know what it outputs in balanced and what it outputs in single ended. In balanced, the DS1 goes up to 220 megawatts. I have to tell you, that is seriously enough, and there's a function that you have when you press these two buttons to switch on high gain or low gain. And how you know it's on high gain or low gain is your color changes. You can just check your information booklet. This color changes, and it shows you you're on low gain or high gain. 220 megawatts is it's more than sufficient to drive most headphones. I'll even be so confident, and I have done it before. I've hooked up some of my high impedance headphones, like my 350 ohms Sennheiser HD 540 reference gold, pair of vintage Sennheisers. Man, those were top of the range back in the day. I've hooked that up to here. It played it extremely nice, neutral, and also with enough volume and power. So that's one of the things you have to look at when you buy a dongle DAC. I mean, it doesn't help you buy one and it's got less power than your cell phone. That won't make any sense, because what you do when you buy a dongle DAC, it's either to upgrade your cell phone sound or your laptop sound. That's why we use them in. And a cool thing about dongle DACs is, for me, price to performance ratio. These things are some of the best for price versus performance of any audio products. I mean, it's this little thing, and you get a headphone amplifier and a DAC inside there. Now, I mean, if you take a desktop setup, that's two separate components which you are getting here. And sometimes you can get up to about 90% of the same sound quality that you get from a desktop setup. If we look at the other specs here, another important thing regarding DACs is you want to check the DAC chip, guys. I have explained in some of my previous reviews that for me, there are three different decks. I mean, you get your IEM'S, you get your Cirrus Logic, your CS, and then you get your ESS. Now, for me, ESS has always been very critical, very sterile. The CS for me was neutral to warm, and then the AK DAX is your warm. That's the analog, the tube sound. I love that. That's my favorite deck. When I'm relaxing, it's always one of my Astral and Kern apps. They've got the AK DAX inside, and I'm very happy to announce that Fosi Audio has sent me their FH3. That's their new reference DAC amp, portable desktop DAC amp, and that's going to be here soon. So I'm very stoked for that to be here, and I almost think that's also got an AKM DAC inside. I'm super stoked for that thing to arrive. Okay, yeah, so the DAC is an ES9038. I'm going to get into the sound, so I don't want to talk about the sound now much. And then another thing you have to look out for when you're buying audio products is always the SNR, the signal to noise ratio. So 120 dBs tells you this thing is quiet. I can tell you now from experience, it's a very quiet DAC. Now, as those figures move up and down, you will get like a little DAC amp that's more quiet. It's got a more quieter background, and then other one that's not so quiet. So that's an important figure you must keep in mind when buying that. Yeah, so the other specs here, they do say that it can do headphones above 200. I prove that with it. That's about it for the spec, guys. And now we can open over to my favorite part, the sound. So like I said in the beginning, this little DAC has a very interesting story, and every IEM or headphone that comes into Audio Geek goes through this little DAC first. So what I do, I've got my, just get it out here, I've got an IEM'300, which has also got an ESS Saber DAC inside. Not that it means anything when you connect the dongle DAC, because I mean the IB player bypasses the Android operating system, so you're going straight bit perfect to the DAC. So what then happens is that IEM will first go through here, and the reason why it goes through here, and it's actually such a cliche that I had, and such a contradiction, because I always had this thought in my mind that ESS Saber DAX is a bit sterile, it's a bit cold, but this thing is smack down in the middle, neutral. And that is what you want when you are evaluating IEMs. You first want to hear from a neutral source how this thing sounds, because if you got a warm dongle, obviously the in-ear monitor is going to sound warm. So for me, for evaluating products, a little DAC like this it's worth its weight in gold, because it's neutrality that you're after. If you look at because it's smack down in the middle, yes, it's got technicalities, yes, it's analytical, that ESS Saber DAC still showing its true colors there, but on the other side is there musicality. Guys, when the way I use it, evaluating IEMs, I'm not really looking for musicality. I'm looking to hear what it can do. I've got and this is the first little ritual I do. I will always ask the company, listen, does this thing require burning? If they say no, not really, then I'll go straight to this step. If they say yes, burning, then I'll let it burn in for the specified time, and then I'll move over to this step. So I'll connect it to the IB, the DS1 connected to the IB, connected to the earphones, and then I've got a specific folder in my title. It's a headphones tester playlist. Now what that thing is, it's not music really. It's more like sweeps and test tones and stuff like that. And there's a lot of songs there, a lot of numbers there. In every number, the one you test for bass frequencies, the one you test for mids, the one you test for dynamic range, all sorts of imaging, soundstage, everything is in there. So just by listening to that for about half an hour, I can already tell you what the IEM sounds like. And obviously I then take my other decks and stuff, and then I start doing some more critical listening on it. But this is a this is a part of me. I use it every day. Um, if that is a buying signal by any chance, I use this every day. I also like to use it with my Pilgrim Noir. Now, as you guys know, Pilgrim Noir is like a $800, $799 a set, and I'm hooking this cheap dongle up to it. Why? Well, because it's so neutral, and because I like the black, I like the weight. It just fits in so nicely, man. So, if you are an audiophile, I can't see why you want one of these, because I mean, as audiophiles, we want something as close to the original sound as possible, and I have to tell you that this DS1 comes very, very close. Just check my notes here. Yeah, so I've been listening to this thing for a year, guys, and one thing that also stands out is the soundstage, the technicalities. The biggest technicality that stands out for me is the soundstage. Yes, there is attack and decay, and yes, there is micro details and macro details, but the thing that stands out the most for me is the soundstage on this one. It's the neutrality and the soundstage. For me, that is the biggest plus point regarding the sound. So I don't know really what else I can say. I mean, what more can I say regarding sound than I use this every day? I mean, I'm an audio reviewer, and I have a bunch of DACs and DAC amps which I don't use every day. This thing I use every day, so that has to say something. And I think without further ado, we can hop over to my conclusion, guys. So for my conclusion, we're going to have to check the price versus the performance. And I have to say, guys, this for me, it's just such a no-brainer. It's $79. The price versus performance is out of this world. I mean, I've got a DAPS here that this thing sounds on par with. I mean, the earsaber DAC is a really, really nice DAC. I do use it every day. Who do I think should buy it? Anyone. If you are getting into the scene and you want to invest in a good DAC amp, now you hear it from a reviewer who uses this every day. This thing has lasted. I've dropped it. It's fell. It's just indestructible. It is built like a tank. My verdict, I'm gonna give it a very, very solid 4.8 out of 5 stars. If I could, I would give it full stars, but I'm just worried people are going to start getting skeptical. So I'm going to give it a very, very, very solid 4.8. The other thing is there's actually an upgrade one. I think it's a DS2. I must just check, which has got better specs. I'm going to definitely find out from Fosi Audio regarding that one. But yeah, that's it for my review, guys. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Guys, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to watch my review. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Bottom right is the subscribe button. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up in the comments. We can also join my Facebook group. A lot of cool guys there, lots of information, lots of nice products.